Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs.
All
All
right,
right,
all right,
so
Mr. Panthers fan. Are we helping Bryce Young out?
yes, we are. We're on round two, first pick of round two, pick 33, and we are taking the last great thing off the board. Brock Bowers, drafting him to the Panthers to help beef up that offense they definitely need. Then I'm gonna hand off the Patriots pick, which I gave them JJ McCarthy
Oh,
earlier.
well,
So you got 34. What are you gonna do for JJ McCarthy?
well, that is a very good question, my friend. So you did a good job with picking JJ McCarthy. Now, the interesting part is, so now I want you to go to, they do need some defensive line help. Go to edge real quick. I just want to scan the edge. I know they've been kind of picked. There's a good one that's still on their suggestions, but we're not gonna go there. I want you to go wide receiver because this wide receiver class is deep, in my opinion.
Give someone he's familiar with, or
You
someone maybe that's
know,
just good.
you know, you know, we could go with them. We could go to somebody he's familiar, but I want to give him. I want to give him the Georgia wide receiver, Lad McConkey.
I like that. And you got an A+ for that.
I just think if you paired Lad McConkey with JJ McCarthy, yes, Lad McConkey is not the fastest. Yes, he might not be, the biggest prototypical type that you want, but I think his route running is just so smooth. It
Right,
is so smooth, and especially if you put him in the slot, I think it would just be great help for JJ McCarthy.
right. So going on with that, they have him ranked a little bit lower than I would have him ranked.
Hmm.
I was kind of surprised he was even there still. I thought we'd done already got rid of him, but then I seen him down there at 64. Uh so we got him a wide receiver, we got an offensive tackle. We could go another O-line guy, get him another offensive tackle, kind of really shore up that line. And they also
Yeah,
suggested
yeah.
because Arizona needs the help. Running back, they don't really need.
But keep in mind that defense might need some help too.
Well, that's what I was looking at: defense, edge, uh, safety. I think this time I'm gonna go ahead and give him a good safety. I'm gonna give him Tyler Nubin. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I like him. He's really good for Minnesota. I want to get a B rating for that, but I think he'd be a good fit for him. So
All
there you
right.
go. I'm giving you the team of teams, the greatest of all, the
All right.
Commanders.
Well, it looks like I'm just going to be the full owner of the Commanders since they have the 40th pick as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got Jaden Daniels. So how about let's give him some protection? Go to offensive tackle because we're going to give him the Arizona kid, Jordan Morgan.
All right.
We're going to have make for sure he gets protected.
And I guess
Oh,
because I'm so off and different at times, I get to play Jim Harbaugh today.
you, if honestly, I feel like you're their lost cousin.
Oh, no, that's just uncalled for. Really, I mean,
All
I did not need that. Oh wow. All right,
right,
Malik
what are we do? What are
Neighbors.
we doing?
Well, we got okay. So we picked with Malik Neighbors, and good God, they still need help on the offense. so, so let's see what a wide receiver. I think they have nothing. I mean, what they have is nothing. They got some tight ends I could look at too. Uh, Ben Sennett is probably better than all them other guys. I don't know. Kid Stover's up there. Sanders is pretty good. Uh,
Yes, I do like Sanders.
Hardball is a guy that needs tight end, but it's still early. Let's make before I pick that. Let me check these real quick. offensive lineman. See, edge they're recommending. DL they're recommending. Something tells me they need more defense than anything. So we're going to go ahead and get Darius Robinson from Missouri.
Okay.
Draft him. We did an offensive and a defensive, and they only gave you a B plus. I think I would have probably been better off.
I still
Yeah.
like that though.
Yeah, but I was more wanting the tight end, but then I was like, they're suggesting this. I'm gonna go with this. But tight end might have gave me the same thing.
Right. All right. So you selected the offensive tackle and the whenever you had the Titans. So you helped them out on offense. But go check out the cornerbacks for me. Because I'm gonna help them out on defense and pick this cornerback from Missouri.
Drake Shaw. He's ranked number
Drake
6 in
Straw.
my drafting for quarterbacks,
Right.
defensive backs. And there you go. And I'm back with the Panthers. Oh man, I'm controlling the Panthers and the Chargers.
Yes, you
Oh, I
are.
am building Bryce Young, and you just don't know how I'm gonna build him. You know, Bryce, I don't think you have enough protection. And I got you a guy to help you out with tight end blocks and do a lot of other things, but I definitely need to grab you an OT or an inside line. So let me see, who do I think would be the best bet for you? And I'm looking, let me look. Ooh, Cedric Van Pran's there. Ooh, I like that. Kinsley. Yes, he's good. He's a big guy. Blake Fisher from Notre Dame is really good. I am gonna go with ooh,
Uh
I'm sorry, Zach Frazier. You're not the guy.
oh. Oh no. Okay.
Cedric Van Pran or uh Kinsley. I'm gonna go with Kinsley.
Okay.
Got a B plus, but I think it'll kind of beef up their offensive line. So
Okay. So
all right.
since
So
since
you
I'm
are
the
the Washington guy.
since I'm the Commanders owner for some damn reason, um,
Well deserved.
well, hey, I'm building a dynasty for them, so they should thank me.
All right. What you gonna
All
get
right.
him?
So we went offense for both picks. So I want you to go to the edge for me. I wanna dabble in. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Now go to cornerbacks for me. I think I might like the cornerbacks a little better because I want to see who's still on the board. Hmm.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Mm.
mean to get excited when I seen that name.
You talk about the Rutgers kid.
Yeah, that Rutgers kid is. Oh man. All right. And they got him right pretty reasonable within each other, but I mean, I think he's a lot better on the board, but that's my opinion.
Let's go to offensive tackle. Okay, yeah, they done been picked dry almost. Now go to inside offensive lineman. You know what? Give me the West Virginia kid. We're gonna double stack.
Right.
We're gonna make for sure that one, they have a great running game for Brian Robinson, and two, that if Daniel Daniels wants time in the pocket, he's gonna have time in the pocket.
Right.
You're
So I am going with Green Bay, but I'm trying to think. Didn't okay, Aaron Jones left Green Bay.
and they got Josh Jacobs.
They got Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
So I don't see them drafting a running back.
Well, because they also re-signed AJ Dillon too to back up Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. They don't need a tight end. They're loaded on tight ends. Uh DL is probably what they need. And I guess I am gonna take Ryan Murphy off the board and keep
Finally,
Green Bay.
hey, A
And the
plus.
last pick for them guys will be you as the owner, but that's
Well,
fine.
you did pretty good setting them up.
Yeah,
So
now you get to touch the golden gem of football right now.
Let's just keep
Now, are
going.
you going to use your favoritism to try to destroy them or
Of
build them up?
course. Of course I am. No.
Just get both
No,
teams.
I'm gonna be unbiased.
All
All
right.
right. So they do need some defensive line help. And go to linebackers. Go to linebackers because well, okay, go back to edge. I know we probably done seen these blocks 1,000 times, but I'm gonna need a refresher on most of them. All right, go to inside offensive line. Go to offensive tackle. Now go to wide receiver. I know they don't need a wide receiver, but it'd be funny.
What?
So Stephon Diggs, he's only got, after they traded him, they walked away the rest of his contract and just gave all that guaranteed money for this year. So next year he can become a free agent. Nico Collins has only got one more year on his
Oh,
on his Nico Collins only got one more year on his deal. So w- I don't know exactly how they're going to go about. Like, if let's just say, no, if Stephon Diggs does good, do they give him an extension and then let Nico go, or do they, if Nico does great, do they just let Stephon Diggs go and then give Nico the extension? But you know what? Let's give them another toy to play with. And let's go Keon Coleman
I like that.
from Florida State.
That gives you an A+.
Right. Now
All
you get to
right.
take over for the
For a minute.
Falcons.
Yeah. I'll play a little Arthur Smith. I
Hey, Arthur Smith's no longer there.
know.
Let's
That's
not do.
why
Please
let's
don't.
I'm gonna go running back with another running back.
Please don't. Please tell me you're joking.
I am joking.
Okay, good.
So let's see. You gave him Dallas Turner. That's good. Uh, let me see here. Oh, good God. Yeah, when he gets in the second round, it's harder to decide what these NFL teams are going to take.
But that's the
Uh,
fun of it.
Atlanta needs help. They got Kirk Cousin, but I believe they'll get a quarterback put behind him because that contract ain't for long. And
Well, yeah, depends on how everything goes.
yeah,
Because
they could possibly.
he's only got a 4 year deal, but after the second year, they can
And did you
also
notice
possibly
something?
cut him.
They actually suggest a quarterback, but I don't like the quarterback they're suggesting.
Oh, come on.
No, I
Give him
don't.
let him redshirt a year or two.
I'm gonna go ahead and get some defensive linemen. I just
Oh,
feel I'm just gonna stick with the defense. I'm gonna go with Brandon Frisk. I
okay.
think he'd be good. I'm gonna hand the Raiders to you. I just jumped right off of that. I didn't even want to get in that mix. I know they're gonna pick a quarterback. I think they're gonna do it in the third or fourth round, not the second.
All
This
right.
is who
Well,
I would pick. This is who I would pick if I was them. I would pick
I,
Joe Milton.
I want you to go to quarterback for me. Go to quarterback for me because he's done failed long enough. Give me Michael Phoenix to go to the Raiders.
All right. All right. So now
Work off my greatness with this Roman Doomsday pick.
I think it's wonderful. Uh, they need tight end. I'm gonna go with Sanders.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Offensive tackle. I think that's probably the best pick right now on the board. Hmm. You know, they need a quarterback. I'm gonna go with Max Milton. I think he shouldn't be on the board anymore. So I'm gonna drop him down at 45 to the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna let you take over the team since I gave me a B plus for Kool-Aid McKinstry, which I think was a wrong grade. Could have been at least an
All right. So let's see. Go to inside offensive line because I know they needed some offensive line help, but I don't know if that's going to be a sexy pick for them. Go to offensive tackle.
offensive tackle.
Yeah, go to offensive tackle.
I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of them players are still good, even though they're not high
yeah,
in the numbers.
yeah, but
Individual rankings, some of them guys are still top.
that's just not speaking to me, man. Even though if they are in your top rankings or whatever,
Yeah. All right.
go to
Well,
go to defensive tackle. I think I know where I'm going. Let's go to defensive line and give me the Illinois kid.
all right.
They need some defensive line help.
All right. So for some reason, Drake May is on New York's team, which is a lot better than what they had. So disagree with that. What am I gonna do? Uh,
They
okay.
could they could use some
And
help in that department.
they also got a linebacker, and I forgot you can click on all and see what they're really suggesting. Uh, I guess I'm not that big fan of Ricky. I'm sorry. Roman Wilson, I can see, and Drake May needs somebody to throw the ball to a little bit more. I know they got Jalen Hyatt, but I think this will help out. I'm gonna go with Roman Wilson, Michigan. I got an A for it.
That was a good pick. I like Roman Wilson.
I do too. Uh yeah, it was kind of tough because I knew he needed more wide receivers. I knew they had Jalen Hyatt. They ain't really got much more than that. But I mean, Drake May, he's a passer, so he needs that line.
Right,
And those guys right there are going to be the guys that do it. I mean,
right.
and
I agree.
Jalen's more not so much far out. He's more inside cut. So
He's also a burner too.
yeah, he is a burner. All right. You get to take over my job position. The last guy I picked was Brian Thomas Jr., which was I think was a great pick. So who else are you going to give to the Jacksonville Jaguars? What are we going to do for Trevor Lawrence down there?
Scroll up for me. So I want to stay on the all, but I just want to get a good landscape. So you're already on that. Okay, so
So their suggestion is a cornerback DL, edge, and a DL.
yep, yep. I know what I want to go. Click on edge box for me real quick
All
because they
right.
do they do need some edge help.
I'm not going to say nothing. It's your pick. You go right ahead. I would not pick the guy they have suggested. I disagree with it, but that's just
Give me a give me the Alabama edge.
that's who I would have picked.
You can call me a homer all you want to and stuff,
No,
but
no, no, no. I was with you on that pick. I was sitting there like, please. Nothing against Marshawn Nealon. I mean, good guy out of Western Michigan. I just think that Chris is just overall rated a lot better, in my opinion. Just
right.
it is. This is my opinion by my statistics that I see and what I believe and what I see. NFL has a whole different outlook. I get it. I'm not always right. So,
Well,
but I
I,
think
I got
I think we went. I think we went with a good pick.
I got an
So,
A. I got an A for the pick, so I think we're good.
yep. So I'm gonna go all because we're so late in it. And I'm like, whoa, Cincinnati, a wide receiver, really? Uh, I mean, what else could you put down there for Joe
Well,
Burrow?
well, I mean, it kind of makes sense though because T. Higgins, he's not really happy being on the franchise tag right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to end up seeing a crazy trade that's going to have them involved, and you're not
It,
going to believe it when it happens. But there's been
it could
rumors.
it could possibly happen.
Yeah, Minnesota would have to do a lot. A lot of things would have to happen.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's a little off for me, but I get what
Yeah,
you're saying though.
but honestly, I'm going to go with a linebacker now. I think it's time a linebacker come off the board. Cincinnati does have DJ Reader and them pretty good guys, but I like them both. I really do. I like Edger
Mm,
Cooper and I like Peyton Wilson, but I'm higher on Peyton Wilson than I am on Edger Cooper.
okay.
So it is what it is. I'm probably going to get a C plus, but I'm going for it, and I got a B plus. I picked Peyton. I just out of North Carolina. He's a beast. He's a beast coming out. But you
Well,
back. All right, let you get the last pick for Philadelphia, and then I get to take over my team.
since I was gonna pick whoever the other one you didn't get in the linebacking section, so I want to get Adrian Cooper
All right, that's a good pick. And you got an A
because
for that.
I think I think y'all need some more linebacker depth.
Yep.
So I think that would be a good fit for him
Yeah, and you started off Pittsburgh really good, and I want to.
because I know we're on the Pittsburgh, but because I was gonna, if you were gonna get Cooper, I was gonna get Wilson. So either way, I was good with either or.
That's good. I'm just so jealous. I wanted to pick for Dallas. Uh,
What? How about next time we'll swap it? I'll do the odds, and then you can do evens.
yeah, make me feel better. Uh,
So we'll do that.
all right, but Pittsburgh, you did them justice. You got Jackson Power Johnson. Definitely need O line. It is a big question mark on the quarterback to a point because I mean Rumorville is going crazy. Like it's trying to sort out what is real and what is not at this point. But when you get a
Right.
legit place like 247 Sports reporting it out, it gets a little bit more legit. Or NBC, it starts getting a little bit more legit. So I'm starting to wonder if it's some truth to it, but we'll wait and see. I heard Russell Wilson was wanting out, but whatever that means, well, we'll see. It's just news articles popping up. They were just
Yeah,
happened a couple hours ago.
I wouldn't look too deep into it right now. Let's wait until we
No,
get it
let's wait
start
till
getting
spring
into it.
ball
Right.
and see what happens. But that's a little bit
Right.
odd. I just don't
Right.
know what. But with that being said, either way, Pittsburgh Steelers has been struggling with the O line. Bottom line, their whole game the last couple of years since Ben's been gone, that offensive line has not been the same. So I'm going to stick with the same trend that you started.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to go inside linebacker. I did do overall, which gives me a wide receiver. Oh, wow, it doesn't even give me anybody from the O line.
Hey, if you think they need the help,
But they
that's
got
all that
Christian Haynes
matters.
down here, and that's on it. But I really was kind of going to go with the offensive tackle. So, I mean, I like Patrick Paul. I have
Hmm.
read about him, but I've been really big about Blake Fisher. And I know we don't, a lot of people don't give the respect. I mean, Notre Dame has their things. It's an independent school. They have their moments. They shine. They do. And they have some great players that come out. And I honestly think Blake is an NFL talent. So I am going to pick Blake Fisher, which gives me a B rating. But I figure he'd be his best fit there. Offensive guy.
All right.
Yeah,
I like
Yale
that.
guy on here. Did you see that guy from Yale?
Hey, they're starting to bring them out now.
Yeah, back in the day, like in the 1800s, they were always the champions. I mean, so
Hey, slowly but surely they're making a comeback.
all right. So
Anyways,
I'm giving you the Rams back, and I started off with an edge rusher, which was an A. So now let's see what you do for them.
well, you help them on defense. I'm going to help them on offense.
Okay.
I want you. I know we're not a big fan of him, but I think it just makes sense to, especially at the pick 52, to take a chance on this kid, and we're
Okay.
gonna get Ricky Pearsall.
All right. We'll let him go. Ooh. Which now I get to be an Eagles owner. I fire you, Jalen Hurts, right now. You're off the team. Goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. I get too carried away.
Oh.
Ooh. No, I love you, Jalen, man. You're awesome. You did great. I mean, don't listen to The Rock. That really pissed me off. He's lucky I wasn't there. I'd have clotheslined his ass. Uh,
That's I could not help that.
yeah, you shouldn't have. I seen that earlier before you shared it. He could have talked about any team other than the Eagles. But all right, whatever.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
All right. So for the Eagles, apologize for my vocabulary. I slipped. A little slip there. Maybe I'll edit it out. Uh for Philadelphia, I like the clothesline part. I gotta keep that in there, but I gotta figure out how to get rid of that other part I said.
Stay calm, Ralph.
Stay calm. No, Rock shouldn't run into me down the street. I'll tell you right now, I'll be laying flat on my back.
Hey,
Uh
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if I'm gonna help you on this one.
no, I said I'd be laying on my back. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't see me budging him. I don't know what dream world I'm in. Feel like touch fall down. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Xavier. Ooh,
Ooh, you gonna give him
no,
some? Oh,
no.
okay.
They're actually suggesting him, but I mean, no, I can see it. I mean, Julio Jones, they brought him in there to help out. This would be that perfect decoy you'd put in the middle of two great wide receivers, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then you have Xavier. Xavier is not their equals, but he is a player that would draw attention and would be able to run the ball with them and open up the game. He would be your Julio Jones with less chances of getting hurt and younger. So, with that being said, I could see that. Oh man, make this tough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the. I always say go with your gut. Xavier is the guy, and I liked him in the wide receiver ratings when we did our rookies. So I will give him, and I got an A. Whoa! Ah, I didn't see that coming. Did you?
No, but I was gonna send him to the Browns if you would have went somewhere else.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't. I was sitting there because I knew Julio Jones hadn't made a decision to stay, and there's a good chance he ain't going to sign with the Eagles again. And I knew they were looking for that middle guy. This would be the perfect opportunity to draw someone in.
Right, I got you. So I got the Cleveland Browns for the first time in the draft. Well, for anybody in first time in the draft.
They didn't get to pick for a while. There's a reason why,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
and can we talk about what they got out of that? He's
Do we
still
really?
sitting on the side with a little
Do we
cap on his
really?
head.
Do we really need to?
Yeah, well, I heard that Chicago Browns refused him a massage bench to take home. So I'm sorry, that was too far. Let's go.
Anyways, for the Browns, I'm go- I'm gonna have to give them the Chris Jenkins from Michigan
Okay,
because that we need to bolster up that defensive line
Andy,
to help,
that's an A. That's good.
especially to help stop the run game because their passing game on the defense was great with Miles Garrett. It was great, but their running game that's trying to stop their run defense was a little shaky at times. So that I thought that would be a great pick to help bolster up the middle of that defensive line.
All
So
right,
let's see what you finished off with the Dolphins.
now I'm gonna finish off with the Dolphins with Marshawn Keelan from Western Michigan. He fits that defensive line. Fast, quick off the edge, speedster. Anything speed related, goes to that team.
Well, you got a point.
And I can see them working with him and whatever level. I don't agree where they got him ranked. He's not that bad of a player. I know I overpicked him a minute ago, but for this pick, I believe this is where he belongs. And I am going to go ahead and draft into the Miami Dolphins with an A. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
God, I can't stand that Trey Benson. Oh, can you do me one favor and draft
Nope.
Blake Coleman too, so I can
I
see
will
what the
not.
okay.
Nope. Look, listen. When you do the evens, you can pick whoever you want.
Okay. Go ahead,
That
go ahead. Okay.
okay. So whether you agree or disagree, that is up to debate on your own mind. But we went offense first. And there are several positions we need help with. But go wide receiver real quick.
Wide receiver.
I'm not saying that's our big need, but I knew it was a suggestion because we let go of Michael Gallup. I
All
knew
right.
that might have been brought up, but go to cornerback.
Cornerback.
Go to cornerback.
Cornerback. All right.
Now, better yet, go to safety.
Ooh.
Go to safety because
They got some good safeties there. I think
actually,
Wallach is a little bit better, but Bullard is good.
go
Bishop
back.
is probably your best, but that's me. All right, go ahead.
Right. See, right now I'm stuck. I'm stuck with cornerback and safety because we need secondary help regardless
Well, their
of
project
let's call
they
it.
suggest a wide receiver, which I don't understand why. And they
I
reset. They
don't either.
suggest inside linebacker, which I could see that for them.
Yeah, but
Then they
actually, do me a
got a
favor.
couple of them
Do me a
suggested.
favor. Go to offensive tackle real quick because Tyron Smith. He's not with us anymore.
Yeah, and either is the other. Oh no, that was a defensive guy.
hmm But
All
you know
right.
what? I like the inside offensive linemen's a little bit better from what that scroll when you scroll down. I
Yeah.
like them a lot better.
Yeah.
You
They see
know,
they got them suggested.
you know what? Give me the Yukon kid. Let's show Yukon
Yeah.
some love. Let's get Christian Hayes.
And he got an A for that. So I'm going to my beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're not my team, but I'm calling them
Like
beloved because of Baker
because of
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. You're the
He is my
stud.
dream and hope that I have
You're
put on
s-
a pedestal, and I will see him go to a championship one day and earn him a ring.
he's your
So,
stud muffin.
yep. He got to get me one ring, and then he can retire. Uh, oh boy, how I would celebrate on that. Unless the Eagles won, and then I'd celebrate that too. But then I also celebrated Houston won, so I'm kind of like on the fence. It's like I'm more for the player nowadays than the team. I'm sorry, guys. Still love you, Eagles fly. But I am a fantasy football guy now, so it is what it is.
Not fifty
And
percent of my
Baker is one of my quarterbacks, so
fifty
yes,
percent of my brain cells just died when you did that. But
I
go
know.
ahead, proceed.
Yeah. Well, that was the purpose of it, was to kill your brain cells.
Well, I can't get dumber than. Never mind. Let's keep
All right,
going.
all right. Tampa Bay. So
Keep
let's
this
see.
PG.
Yep, we got to keep it PG. All right. So I don't really know what to take on this one. Tampa cornerback, they're saying, oh, they're really heavy on cornerback and then wide receiver. Cornerback. They got a lot of cornerbacks here. And I like Mike from Michigan. So I will draft him, which will give me an A. And I'll hand you Green Bay. You're now taking over Green Bay. I gave Green Bay some
Oh,
great talent to move forward on with
that
Jordan
was
Love's success. Now you have to top it off to make sure they beat Dallas one more year.
shit.
Now I got to edit you.
Yeah, you do. I told you. Quit it.
All right, what are you going with? They still suggested heavy on the defense. I guess that's where they're weakest.
You know what? They are because they really need some defensive help because their defense was bad last year.
Yeah, they even got a linebacker suggested for them.
And you know what? That's where we're going.
Okay.
We're going Junior Colson
Oh, I'm
from
all in
Michigan.
that on one. That better be an A plus. Yes, it is, baby. I love it. All right. I got my beloved Houston. All right. That's with CJ Stroud, another quarterback in another league. I'm in 2 dynasty leagues, so it's like one has Baker Mayfield, one has CJ Stroud, one has my hero, my other hero.
All right,
You
let's
only got
keep
two
moving.
hands, so let me get them both in the camera there. There you go.
Let's keep moving.
I'm not going to show you no other hands but these two hands. I'm sorry, that didn't make no sense. What? What other thing could you show me? Let me tell you what we're going to do for Houston. Suggestion: quarterback, DL. DL. Yes, I agree. Oh, they actually threw a tight end in there. Who's the tight end at Houston?
Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
And he just signed a 3-year deal too. So take that
Yeah,
information as you want.
yeah, but he's not like young. Well, I mean, he's the same age as Travis. Yeah, okay. You got me on that. I'll shut up. Uh, Mason Smith. Ooh, that looks good. DL guy.
Hmm.
Oh, I can see that. Let me go back up here. I like the corner. Well, we already got them. I believe they're fine with cornerbacks. I like the DLs. I'm gonna go DLs. Oh, there's some good ones here. I don't know. I like Sweet better. I'm gonna go ahead and draft him. Texas guy to Texas. Got an A
Okay.
plus. I mean, it is what it is sometimes. They have to go home, they stay home. All right, I'm handing off the bells to you again because I didn't want nothing to do with that team. Josh
Well,
Allen scares me. Go ahead.
guess what? We're gonna stick. We're gonna stick with the defensive lineman, and we're gonna give them Mason Smith from
Oh, I
LSU.
love it. I like it. Like it. Send the Bayou up there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, all right. I'm back to the Lions. Oh man, God, it's such a tough team, and I'm gonna just go ahead and give him Michael Hall Jr. from Ohio State.
Okay.
All right, so another B plus to him. Someone's gonna say, I think he don't like Detroit. So, all right, go
Oh
ahead.
man.
You got Baltimore.
All right. I want to go to the all section.
All section.
Because,
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah.
getting harder to pick.
Instead of me saying go to this box, go to this box, I want to go to
Imagine
all.
this. You imagine this being on one of these teams. They have to do 7 rounds, and I know we do 7 round drafts, but to our 7 round drafts and their 7 round drafts, I don't know if it's like. I mean, I know what I need for my team, but like for their team, it's harder.
I already have my selection.
All right,
And it's gonna be the cornerback from Georgia.
all right. That's an A plus. So I've bypassed this guy, and I didn't mean to the last time. He is a decent guy, but I think it's time to go ahead and get this DL off the line from Clemson. That's Rook. We're going to send him to San Francisco, and I'm going to give the Kansas City Chiefs back to you.
It's the last pick.
Mm.
Scroll, go to the top. Scroll that up all the way. Oh, they still got corner. Oh, they do need some corner help. Oh, scroll down for me a little bit. I want to keep
That's
my
all.
eyes
Oh,
going.
they got offensive tackle too.
Okay, click on the offensive tackle spot because I know they need some corner help, but in all honesty, they still need to boost up that offensive line. So I want you to give me. I do like that kid. You know what? Give me Patrick Paul from Houston. I do like him. I think he'd be a good fit.
We are posting the actual draft to our Twitter feed as we speak. Wow. We'll be doing a lot of editing with all that advertisement. Gotta fix that. All right, so we completed a 2-round draft. That was exciting.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. It's a lot harder. Like when I'm drafting my own team, I know what I need. It's harder to draft for a team that I know I'm familiar with a little bit and I watch football, but like for instance, on my fantasy team, I know who I need to pick and who I need. And like your first pick in the first 5 draft picks are usually the top talent. It's never people you need. You get in and that could go all the way to the 110. You're picking the best talent that's available in the current rookie draft for fantasy football. That's how I look at it. After 110, I honestly think you need to reevaluate how you pick, and you should be picking to the needs of your team because that's what you're building is your team. So if you overlook the needs of your team, you could end up hurting yourself in the future. So that's just my outtake of fantasy. Now, I think you can start picking for your needs after the 105 in some cases. It depends on who's out, who's playing, but we do offense and defense. Usually you have in that first 10, there's top 10 out there that are just going to be that good in the NFL that you could fill certain positions that you could double up on and have 2 tier 1 players and not even know it. So I honestly think if you're picking 1 through 110 in a fantasy draft, you need to be picking for talent, not need. Then after that 110, when you start picking 111, 112 and up, it is if there's still good talent out there and you think, oh, that guy's going to be really good, that's your choice. But you should be looking at, okay, I need a tight end. And you know, as an owner of a team, you know what you need. You played all year, you've seen your weaknesses, you struggled on the waiver wire, getting certain spots. This is your opportunity to fill them gaps. You got to also think about it, even though you got teams out there that might have 2 tier 1 players on it because somehow or another that happened for them. And sometimes it could have been through a rookie draft or a trade. Players fall off. Players don't always stay top. So if they slack on their drafted ability and they give away all their upper draft picks, in the future, they're going to be the teams that are going to be hurting while you're building the team that can be successful. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, well, it does. And another note, I think these mock drafts that we're doing, even though we're it might not be right and we're just doing it fun, but I still think this is gonna help us in the long haul with our decision abilities, especially in both of our dynasty leagues when we have 7 rounds of draft picks and then we really get into the later rounds. I think when we do these mock draft exercises, it's going to get us to know these other players that you might not really do research on a lot. It gets you
Yeah.
to get better to knowing them, and then you start seeing the guys when you picking these teams like, okay, well this team needs this guy, and he's like in the 4th round, and you're like, I don't never really heard of this guy, but I'm gonna take a look. You look, and you're like, oh wow, I actually like this guy. So when you get into your dynasty draft, you know, I know some people most people only do 3 rounds at most. A little bit more does 5, but we're crazy and insane, and we both do offense and defense. So we were like, let's make it like the real NFL and do it 7 rounds.
Yeah.
So when we get into our drafts, in my honest opinion, now when I'm going into ours, I'm gonna be like, well, I know that name because I've actually put him on this whenever we did our mock draft, so I'm actually a little bit more familiar with it. I just think it's a great helpful tool for a really big deep dive, especially for leagues like ours that we're doing.
Right. So, and then also, while we're on that subject, one thing I noticed it's popped a lot up in just our league alone is people that ain't familiar with IDP or this is like their second year in it or their first year in it. the trade tools out there that are available at the different sites, some deal in IDP and some don't. Cut and trade, it's a free site. Basically, you go there, plug in who you're trading for and who you're getting. They only go up to the fourth round pick. They don't have the fifth round pick. They don't have defensive players listed. So you can't get that trade value. But then you can go to another site and get a trade value. And there's some sites that'll give you like trade block numbers of how much players valued. So there's always a way to figure out if you're getting an even trade or not with a defensive to an offensive player. And the rule of thumb for picks is this: is I like the way Cut and Trade shows their example 1 through 4, and then after 4, you got to look at it like this: you're only a marginal difference in the fifth round, sixth round, seventh round. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. What you're picking in the fourth round could also be in the seventh round. I mean, at that span of that group right there, even in the NFL, it's like it's really who you want. It's not the rating of the player. I mean, it's like someone went out and seen this guy and they said, well, he's better. This is who I want. This is who I think will fit my gap. So they go out and get them in that fourth and seventh round. So you can figure out that math on your own and decide if it's a fair trade or not. It's nothing you can sit there and stress about.
So I want to bring this up. Trade calculators. They're a great helpful tool, but I know there's a bunch of people that live by it.
Yes, I don't.
And I get it if you're starting up and you're trying to get a feel of things and you're trying to understand, well, is this actually a really good deal or not? I completely understand. And if you just want to get quick scope of where to begin to do a trade, that's fine. But it really needs to be of what you believe in, of because different people have different trade values for different players and
Yep,
different picks. People value it differently. Yeah, you can go keep trade cut, he'll tell you one thing, and then you can go to Fantasy Pros and he'll tell you another thing.
that is true too.
And in all honesty, it's just literally groups of people that just come together and just come up with their opinions just like we do. Yes, Fantasy Pros does it professionally and get paid more, obviously, because that's their job and they've been doing it for a while now. But for instance, like us, just go with what you believe in. If you need the tool to have a little quick sense, that's fine. But people who live by the trade calculator, a lot of times they miss out on some of really good deals, even if the trade calculator says, oh, well, this is a bad deal. But in reality, there's some deals that might actually be really good, but you just don't really see it because the trade calculator is just saying it's bad.
And I found sites out there that ain't based on opinions, and they're the nicer sites. So there is statistical sites out there that base it on talent and what the player's done. So you have like I'm looking at I've just dived a little bit into PFF. I'm starting to realize the value they have, but I also like Rasball. They have that good value of not just judging see an ESPN alert just went off. Uh something just happened. Probably Iowa won. I don't know. But we'll look at that in a minute. With that saying, I found sites out there that have it more based on the player's ability versus, and their grading is completely different. You'd be shocked. Like if I could put in a player over there that you would think would be ranked lower because over cut and trade they got him ranked as 1 because that's how many people would draft him in that spot, or that's how many people cut and traded him through them little vote statistic things they do. And over here, they got it rated by his ability. He's rated just a little bit lower. But like going on Austin's point, I look at it like this: if I'm asking for the trade, am I willing to pay for who I'm asking for? Because everybody values a player differently. So say I'm going after a player and I really want him bad enough. How bad do I want him on my team? What am I willing to give him? And if I gave a little bit more, that's my choice because that's what I wanted to do. Now, if someone approaches me for a trade, I'm not going to get the short end of the straw. So, yes, I'm going to negotiate. And yes, mine's not going to be fair to you because guess what? You're asking me for the trade. It's a different perspective. That's how I look at things. If you ask me for a trade, I'm probably not going to be fair with you, but I'm not going to rip you off either. I'm going to be somewhat like if you put it up to a trade calculator, it'd be like within the range, but maybe not agreeable. But it just depends on who you're asking for, what you're wanting, and how you want to do the trade. And like he said, it's all based on how you value the player. I value certain players higher than others, and other people might have that player higher than I have them. It just really depends. I mean, I actually offered someone 3 first rounds for a player this year, and that was on my last offer as a sarcastic twist, and I was still rejected. So that told me that he was never coming off that player. And now, if he would have hit accept, I would have lost big time on it because some people would, now most people would agree it would have been worth 2, but 3, there would have been some questions in the league.
It's just all about your value, man. If you really want a player, you're going to go after him, and you're going to. You really want a player, you're going to do anything you can
Yeah.
to try to get them.
And you can be sarcastic like that. And so people are going to, like, they're so dead on not taking the trade. Then that tells you right there not to bother with it no more. Move on. I mean, if they're not taking 3 first rounders, you're
Yeah,
done.
it's time for you to mosey on your way.
Then you have guys out there that tells you what they want, and you give them what they want, and then I got to think about it. Then they reject it. I'm like,
Oh, those are the ones that are scared to make the move.
yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all fun and games. I mean, I say that we all want to win. We all like the leagues we play in. When we talk about our dynasty leagues, they're money leagues, and we put money in the pot on both leagues, and it's not a little sum of money, and you can win pretty good. So it gets competitive, and there's a lot of smack talk because you got your rivalries in the group, friends against friends, and buds that knew each other from another area. And it's fun to watch. But we're all there to try to win. We're not trying to lose. But in a dynasty, you have to understand you're building a winning team, and you're not always going to be a winning team, even if you look like a winning team. I've seen that so many times. Like they have the best rated team, but in the end of the day, when injuries and everything else plays out, you end up not being the best. So you got to learn how to adapt, to adjust, and fix your team as you go on.
At the end of the day, we're all here to have fun.
Yep, that's it. It's all entertainment. That's all it is.
Yep.
But no, this was definitely fun. We might try to knock one more of these episodes out before the draft if we get time. Can't promise nothing because we got a little late start on it. But me and Austin was throwing some ideas around because we didn't realize we'd get our rankings out like we did with the defensive players, but we decided to shorten it up with the defensive players. I think next year we will divide them per their position like they deserve, but
Well,
either way, it was fun.
we'll have more time.
Yeah, that must be some exciting stuff going on in ESPN. Double ring. It's like it hit me twice. I got, oh my God, Russell Wilson is now with the Jets. No, I'm just kidding. That's, that has no relevance or nothing. I made that up. Okay, guys, don't believe what I just said.
It's NBA stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God, I gotta love it. What do you think about the Final Four right now for women's basketball? You been keeping up with that?
It's pretty crazy so far.
Yeah, I mean, I know right before we started the show, Iowa was start their game. South Carolina, my God, they buried
Yeah, I
North
know,
Carolina. I was like, oh my God, it was like, is this a game?
right?
I mean, but it was not North Carolina. Them girls were, I don't know. I got more excited about the women's side this year than I did the men's side. I'm
Right.
like, I mean, that Caitlin girl and that whole LSU thing. I mean, it was like drama and watching it unfold. And then they're playing against who are they playing against tonight? UConn, I believe, and they're 3rd seed, 1 seed. South Carolina's 1 seed beating the 3rd seed down there. I mean, I was like, man, this women's basketball is like tough this year. It's like,
All right.
ooh.
All right.
So yeah, I know that ain't football guys, but everybody loves their sports. I mean, got to dabble in a little bit of everything, you know. Now when it comes to fantasy, the only thing I do anymore is fantasy football. I mean, all honesty, I've cut out fantasy baseball, and I dabbled a little bit in hockey. I mean, I've been all over the place since 1998 to now. I've been playing fantasy. So football didn't start for me until 2004, but it's been a journey. And the more as technology progresses, the more fun it gets because now our outreach is a lot bigger, a lot more interactions, a lot further along. And then my daughter went out and bought me a birthday present, a PlayStation 5, and bought me Madden 2024. So I was about in tears, okay? That's my oldest daughter. She was like,
Uh,
what a birthday present. I mean, you were like,
so-
woo.
sounds like me and you have to do a little playing then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to beat you in another game.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm
I,
probably
I
the
think
last
I
time
think I think you're a few years behind, my
I'm
friend.
probably yeah, I took like a 10-year break, so it's like a 15-year break nearly. I mean, the last time I played Madden was back in 2008, I believe.
I started playing Madden in 2003 or four, and I haven't quit since. So,
Yeah, well, see, I took a break because at that time I didn't have enough willpower to go to bed. Uh,
oh yeah,
I was that
okay,
guy that stood up all night long and then went into work the next day to try to work.
yeah,
Call of
yeah,
Duty and Madden killed me.
yeah.
So then I stuck with just the PC games and my fantasy sports because then I know that I could go to bed. But
Right,
I mean, but she went out and bought me that. I'm thrilled to death. I can't wait to play it.
nice,
I'm gonna play against her better half and show her what this old man's got. I mean,
nice.
I'll probably get my ass whooped. I mean, but after I get some practice in, you never know, guys. I might get that skill set back to be juking it. I'll just have to buy me extra controllers like in the back of the old days. I mean, I used to
Right.
break them things like water. I mean, get mad.
Well, they're a little bit more expensive now. So,
Yeah, maybe a little bit more self control. I'm a lot older now. I'm not as yeah, a little bit better behaved. But all right, if you guys like the content, hit the like button and please subscribe. And hey, I did turn on the comments for comments, so we can start filling them things up now. I mean, I
and
know we do have
also
some. Go ahead.
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. All right.